You've got to still believe in yourself. You lose your self-confidence. Let me explain it this way. I went to a seminar. I was asked to go to a workshop in southern Indiana, all-women workshop, and they didn't have the money for a facility like this. So we were in a hotel room, and we had our session. Now, 35 women and me in a hotel room could be a nice fantasy, but it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be. Well, I asked the first woman, tell me about yourself. And she said, well, I've had Parkinson's for 12 years, and my symptoms are. And then I asked the second one, tell me about yourself. And she said, I've had Parkinson's for 8 years, and here's my symptoms. I asked the third one, and she said, I have Parkinson's. I said, time out, slow down, time out. You are not Parkinson's. You are the same person you were before you got Parkinson's. You just happen to have Parkinson's. Tell me about yourself. And the first woman said, well, I was an architect, and in the Indianapolis skyline you can see one of my buildings. Wow. The second one said, I grow award-winning organic tomatoes. Cool. And then we went on from there. And it was as if the clouds parted and the sun shone through, and it changed the whole atmosphere of the discussion. It wasn't about Parkinson's anymore, it was about the people. You are still the same person you always were. And remember that. And if you're a care partner, remember that's the same person you married, the same person you've loved for all these years. Don't look at them any differently. But you got to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Yeah, believe in yourself. I don't quote many inspirational speakers, but I quote Regain Your Shout. And let me tell you where I quote this from, Tim Story. Remember when you were 10 or 12 years old, you used to walk in the house and say, I'm home! Nobody could be home, but you announce your presence with authority. That's cool. Somewhere along the line, we lost that. We got beat down, we got self-conscious, whatever. I'm saying regain your shout. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel lesser of a person. Regain your shout. I'm home! Who's this? It's Carlos Delgado. No, it's not Carlos Delgado. I figured I'd pick someone, a Blue Jay that had a lot of home runs. But you're right, it's Ted Williams. Ted Williams batted 400 in 1941. Now 400, if you don't know baseball, is unbelievable. 4 hits out of every 10 times up. No one's batted 400 since. He batted 406 that year. And he was asked by a reporter when he was 65 years old how he would do against today's pitching. And he said, I'd hit about 200. And the reporter was blown away. He said, 200? You're one of the best hitters of all time. He said, why do you think the pitchers of today are so much better? He said, for goodness sake, I'm 65 years old. How do you think I'd bat against today's pitcher? Crazy thing about it is he still thinks he can get 2 hits out of every 10 times up. That's how much confidence this guy had. People called it arrogance, but I call it confidence. Keep your self-confidence. Do what you can to keep your self-confidence. How do you do that? Get involved in activities. Do things. Maybe you can't do certain things anymore. I can't be a lawyer anymore. That hurts. I can't play softball anymore. I used to be a very avid softball player. Find your joys. There are other things you can do. Find your joys. Find the things that you like to do and do them. Substitute. Reinvent yourself. In my book, I picked out of the 12 success principles the ones that apply to Parkinson's. And the one I want to point out is have faith. Have faith in yourself, have faith in others, have faith in your higher power. Have faith in your higher power. I like to give tangible takeaways, things you can bring with you. Remove your blinders, just keep moving forward, regain your shout, tap into your inner strength, uncover your purpose, discover your joy, believe in yourself and your team, live in every moment. I was in San Antonio, Texas, and I'll do this here, of course. Anyone that wants to come up and talk to me, I'll talk to you as long as you want to talk, whatever you want to talk about. I've been to 90 symposiums now, so I've learned a lot. and I'm willing to share that knowledge with anybody. But I was in San Antonio, and the last person in the line was this gentleman, and I said, do you have Parkinson's? He said, no, my wife does. I said, well, where is she? He said, she wanted to come. She's seen your YouTubes. She's a big fan, but she's in a wheelchair, and she wasn't up to coming. I said to him, how far do you live from here? I said, what do you mean? I said, I got 3 hours for my flight. Can we get to your home and get to the airport in time? He said, yes. I said, let's go. I get to do that. How awesome is that? We surprised her. She was blown away. He left the room, and she said, I'm thinking about taking my own life. I can't take this anymore. And I said to her, your husband tells me you were a teacher. She said, yes. I said, who's those pictures on the wall? She said, those are my grandchildren. Have you taught them everything you need to teach them? She said, no. I said, then you have a reason to live. I get to do this. It's awesome. Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. How will I handle being in a wheelchair? I hope with the same courage that I've handled everything else.